What happens when the line between reporting and incitement blurs on the grand stage of national media? Tonight, we delve into a case that rocked the nation, where words not only sparked controversy, but ignited flames of conflict. On the night of November 3rd, 2024, as the polls closed and the votes began to tell a tale of defeat for President Donald Trump, a different narrative unfolded on the screens of Fox News. Prominent hosts, facing the stark numbers, did not call for calm or reflection. Instead, they lit the torches of division, calling for a civil war to take back the country by force. The impact was immediate and devastating. Within hours, the calls to arms transformed from hyperbolic speech into concrete action. Armed groups, fueled by the fiery rhetoric, took to the streets. Cities across the nation became chessboards of chaos, with clashes erupting between law enforcement and militia groups. The skies darkened with the smoke of conflict, a somber echo of the words that incited them. As days turned into weeks, the scale of violence only escalated, culminating in a national crisis that saw thousands of lives lost. The military intervened, and what had begun as incendiary commentary transitioned into a full-blown insurrection. The cost was not just in lives, but in the very fabric of national unity, torn by the broadcasts of a few. The aftermath was a legal maelstrom. The Justice Department, in an unprecedented move, charged several Fox News hosts with treason. The courtroom became an arena for debates on media responsibility and the limits of free speech. Sentences were handed down, life terms and decades in prison for those whose words had crossed the line into direct incitement. Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity, faces long associated with controversial commentary, received life sentences. Laura Ingraham and Jeanine Pirro faced decades behind bars. Lesser sentences were given to others like Brian Kilmeade and Jesse Waters, but the message was clear. The responsibility of media is immense, and the consequences for its abuse, severe. This case stands as a stark reminder of the power of media. Words, especially those broadcast to millions, have weight. They can inform, influence, or incite. The line between free speech and incitement to violence is one that must be guarded with vigilance, for the stakes are not just legal repercussions, but the very peace and security of a nation. Tonight's story is not just about the fall of media personalities or the legal battles that ensued. It is a cautionary tale about the responsibility that comes with power, whether held by those in office or those behind the news desk. As we sign off, remember, the words we speak and the messages we broadcast have the power to change not just minds, but the course of history itself.
What happens when the pen is met with the sword? Today, we dive deep into a story where words have led to war, not between nations, but within the very fabric of a democracy. In January of 2025, in a move that shocked the world, President Donald Trump, fresh from his re-election, directed the Justice Department to slap treason charges against several high-profile MSNBC hosts. This directive wasn't just a ripple across the waters of media and politics. It was a seismic wave, threatening the pillars of press freedom and democratic values in the United States. The charges came thick and fast. Every current MSNBC host found themselves accused of treason. The administration claimed their critical coverage was akin to subversion and conspiracy against the state. Among those charged, Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski, the faces of Morning Joe, received life sentences, but the storm didn't stop there. Rachel Maddow, known for her incisive investigative reporting, faced the gravest sentence of all, death by lethal injection. The list extended, with Lawrence O'Donnell also receiving a death sentence, while other prominent journalists like Chris Jansing, Andrea Mitchell, Nicole Wallace, Joy Reid, Jonathan Lemire, and Jen Psaki faced decades behind bars. The reactions were immediate and fierce. Media organizations worldwide, including the Committee to Protect Journalists and Reporters Without Borders, issued strong condemnations. They weren't alone. The international community and political figures across the spectrum in the U.S. voiced their alarm and disapproval. Former President Joe Biden described the charges as a grievous breach of democratic norms. As the legal battles unfold, the convicted hosts' teams are gearing up for a series of appeals. They argue that the charges are not only disproportionate, but fundamentally unconstitutional. Across the nation, protests have erupted, with people from all walks of life rallying in support of the journalists and advocating for the safeguarding of dissent and free speech. This story is far from over. The legal proceedings, the public outcry, and the international concern paint a complex picture of a democracy at a crossroads. Will the voice of the press endure, or will it be stifled? The world watches and waits as the fundamental principles of freedom and justice hang in the balance.